Hey baseball fans, welcome back to the channel. It's July 2025, and after All-Star break, the unofficial halfway point of the MLB season. The first half has been a wild ride. Some teams are soaring, others are struggling, and a few are teetering on the edge of something special, or a total collapse. So today, we're diving into how the second half of the 2025 MLB season could unfold, and which teams have a shot at flipping their fortunes to change their season's story. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the big picture. The All-Star break is a reset button. Teams have played around 97 games, and now it's crunch time. Some clubs are eyeing the World Series, while others are fighting for a wild card spot or just trying to build for the future. The trade deadline is looming. Injuries are shaking things up, and key players can make or break a team's run. So which teams could turn things around, and who's poised to dominate? Let's start with a team that's been a pleasant surprise, the Detroit Tigers. They're on a 100-win pace, which is wild considering where they were last year. Their offense has been electric, with guys like Gleyber Torres, Spencer Torkelson, and Javier Baez hitting at an unreal clip. But here's the catch. Can they keep it up? Some analysts are skeptical, pointing out that Baez in particular is outperforming his recent track record. Young players like Colt Keith and Wenceel Perez could hit a wall in August, especially with the grind of a full season. If the Tigers can sustain their offensive firepower and their pitching holds steady, they could lock in a top AL seed. But if those bats cool off, they might slip in a weaker AL Central. Keep an eye on their next few series to see if they can avoid a regression. Next up, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates have one of the best mixes of pitching talent in baseball, combining a solid group of starters with a powerful bullpen, led by Mitch Keller, Paul Skeens, David Bednar, and Dennis Santana. Keller's name is swirling in trade rumors, though, and that could be a game-changer. If the Pirates keep him, they could have the best top 4 starters in the league next year. But they need more offense to compete now. A trade for a big bat could push them into wild-card contention, especially with 3 big-market teams reportedly eyeing Keller. Now let's talk about a team that needs a spark. The Oakland Athletics. They made a splash signing Luis Severino to be their ace, but his 5.16 ERA through 20 starts is, well, not what they hoped for. Severino's been their weakest rotation link, which is saying something for a team that expected him to lead the charge. But there's hope. He felt good about his last start before the break, and if he can find his groove, the A's could climb out of the AL West basement. A turnaround from Severino, paired with some offensive consistency, could make Oakland a sneaky spoiler in the second half. If not, they're likely playing for pride and next year's draft. Over in the NL, the Milwaukee Brewers are a team to watch. They've been red-hot since Sal Frelick took over the leadoff spot on June 12th, going 20-7 with the league's best runs per game and on-base percentage. But Frelick's recent hamstring injury is a huge red flag. If he's sidelined for long, their offense could stall. The Brewers' ability to adapt, maybe leaning on their depth or making a trade, will decide if they can keep their NL Central lead or crumble under pressure. A healthy Frelick could propel them to a deep playoff run, but an extended absence might open the door for teams like the Cardinals. Speaking of the Cardinals, they're a surprise playoff contender, and Nolan Arenado is their X-factor. Injuries have dragged his numbers down. A .246 average and .693 OPS aren't what you expect from a future Hall of Famer. But at 34, he's still got the drive to chase a championship. If Arenado can shake off the rust and get hot, St. Louis could solidify their postseason spot. Finally, let's look at the Seattle Mariners. Julio Rodríguez is their heartbeat, and his recent surge, raising his OPS by 44 points in one weekend, shows why he's a superstar. Skipping the All-Star game to rest could be a genius move. If Rodríguez stays locked in, the Mariners could overtake the AL West and make a serious playoff push. But if his inconsistency creeps back, Seattle might miss the postseason again. So, what's the takeaway? The second half is all about momentum, health, and smart moves at the trade deadline. While the Brewers, Cardinals, and Mariners need key players to step up or risk falling short. The beauty of baseball is that anything can happen. A hot streak, a breakout star, or a blockbuster trade can change everything. What do you think? Which team is most likely to flip their season? Drop your predictions in the comments and let's debate. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more MLB content.